Hello everyone, Fiona Whitten from Oakville Crafts and welcome to this week's virtual card and a cuppa. I know it's a day late. I did mention that it would be. Yesterday I was mid-Atlantic, so it wasn't possible to come live to you. So I'm sitting here, she says, trying to sort out her my iPad so I can actually see what's going on. So I'm in San Diego, and it's a very how do I describe what's the view out of my room, misty, I think is probably the best word to say. I can't really see much. So it's 6:30 in the morning, which means it's 2:30 in the afternoon with you. But I'm here anyway. And morning, Trisha. Hope you are having a good day, and thanks very much for doing the in-person card and a cuppa yesterday. So yes, the in-person card and a cuppa events are still going ahead, and some of my team, Carol and Trisha and Linda, are holding them for me still over at Home Grange. So and I will be doing the virtual events from here. And anyway, this is the kit, the first kit that we had for March. It's, how do I describe it? It's a bit eclectic, I guess. So the paper is the Magenta Madness, which is one of the 2020 to 2022 in colours. So this is actually going to be leaving us at the, I think now, beginning of May? Yes, beginning of May, when the new annual catalogue comes out. So if you are very much in love with this colour, then you need to get your order in soon, because when the in colours retire, they are always the first things that go when it comes to retirements from the annual catalogue. So we have that. We also have some paper that has been cut using some dies and things, and I'll show you those in a minute. But the paper is from the Expressions in Ink. So there is gold foiling on one side, and the other sides are, there isn't any gold foiling. So it's sort of a marbled, washed watercolour type look. It's very pretty. So there's a hexagonal in that, and there's a strip for the inside of the card, and different people had different strips for the inside, because I had to obviously use up what I could for make my cardstock eke out. So then we've got a hexagonal piece of Magenta Madness, which started off as a large hexagonal, then I cut out the smaller one, so you can have a frame and a small piece. And then again, this is another piece of the paper from Expressions in Ink. So that was the kit. Oh, and then of course there was some basic white. So there's a piece for the inside and a piece for the panel on the front, and an envelope. And I'll show you. So the dies that I used are called Beautiful Shape dies. So they're all hexagonal. Well, I'd say they're not all hexagonal. So there's a set of hexagonals that sit within each other. There's a set of circles that sit within each other. The outer one looks like a piece of twine, because it's sort of got bits that are cut out. There's and some couple of ovals, which are not perfect ovals. They're kind of a little bit skewy, for want of a better description. Then we have some other hexagonals, diamond shapes, triangles, and I can never remember what half a hexagonal's called. It has a name, trapezoid, something like that, I think. I could be wrong though. So the dies go with the stamp sets, and the stamp set is called Hello Beautiful. So we have sentiments, and we have all sorts of weird and wonderful shapes. Some you can use, using your own imagination, you can make flowers. Others you can use as blobs, or whatever you can come up with. So that's the stamp set, and there is actually paper that goes with this. And I didn't have it at the time I was making the kits. So this is the paper, and it's called Abstract Beauty, and it's not 6x6, it is 4x6. So there is gold foiling on one side, and you get 4 each of 12 different designs, so there's 48 pieces. And so this piece has a gingham type plaid thing, so it's and then this has got some blobs, blotches and golds, and then spots on the other side, some little flowers and dots. This I like. It's you can use this for all sorts of things, this paper, not just this particular piece. So we have stripes on one side, and then this sort of, you could use that for like a nightscape type thing. Again, more gold, stripes, diagonal, and then we've got spots. So they've got your gold spots, and then crosses, and then this is very much like the paper on the Expressions in Ink, but except it's got thinner lines. And then we have more blotches and little graph type grid paper. So this paper is very versatile, and you'll find this with the bundle and everything else that coordinates in the mini. So that's the January to June mini catalogue. So that is the paper that coordinates. So the stamp set, the dies are available as a bundle, and they, like the paper, are in the mini catalogue. That goes to the end of May. And then what else? There was one other thing I was going to share with you, and I know I've put it down somewhere. Here we go. And there are also these adhesive shaped hexagons which go with the collection. So we have black, the pink, and then the green. So you'll see those on my cards that I've designed, and the ones that went to the in-person event. So the cards that I made, so this was the first one. Kept it simple, so I used my my strip for the inside of the card. My white panel was simply glued to the card front, and then I just placed these 2 hexagons are glued directly onto the card front. The frame is glued on, and then I stamped the sentiment. So I stamped this calls for a celebration sentiment from the Hello Beautiful directly onto that hexagon, and then this has been put on with foam pads, and then here's one of the little black hexagons. So that was the first card that I made. Second card, I start cutting things up. So I was trying to come up with something slightly different. So again, we have the paper in the inside panel, but I didn't glue the panel until I'd actually made the whole of this. So these 2 pieces are actually this hexagon here that's been cut in half point to point. So you could go whichever way. If you want your lines to be on a diagonal, then cut point to point like that. If you want them to be straight, then you cut them point to point from here, so that they're in line with the line that you're cutting. And I simply glued those directly, each half directly to the side, and then this has just been placed over the top, so you can't actually see the edges. But before I put that on, I glued the frame. I kept it simple. The thank you again comes from the Hello Beautiful stamp set, and then this time I added some of the green hexagons. So that was the second card. Third card, I again did something slightly different. So I went landscape instead of portrait. This is very much like this particular piece here, except rather than having it the point facing up, I've got the flat side, top and bottom. So I started by gluing the frame on here, This is the strip that would have gone inside the card. So that's simply glued across the middle. The hello here is comes from this sentiment here, the hello beautiful. Didn't much want the beautiful bit on, but I like the little font on the hello. So what I used was a piece of washi tape or post-it note, and I blanked that off before I inked up and then removed it. Having said that, this is a photopolymer stamp set, and because I already had this piece on my piece of cardstock, it meant that the photopolymer came in direct contact with the gold foiling. So what I would suggest if you are doing this is that you blank off the blank off the beautiful, ink up and then remove, and then you can stamp the hello slightly below, or if you do want to stamp it above, use a fresh piece of washi tape or post-it note to blank off the beautiful again, because obviously you don't want to be putting ink on here. And that means then that the stamp won't actually come in contact with the gold foiling and it won't remove any of it. You can just make out in some places like that, probably should be the U. Yes, it would have been, because the beautiful would have started there. So that's my tip for you today. When you're stamping using photopolymer, the red rubber doesn't do the same thing, but certainly with photopolymer and you're stamping over a piece of paper that has gold foiling on it, to ensure that you don't remove any of it, then you need to blank off that bit that you don't want to have stamped again. So you blank it off first, ink, remove the one that's got all the ink on, and then put a fresh piece on, or just basically keep away from it. The decision is yours. So, right, that is 3 cards that I have made. And I guess now is the time to make a 4th one. So, I don't need my envelope. I have my card. I don't have any grid paper down here at the moment. Hi Alice. It's in my craft cupboard somewhere, but I didn't want to wake my son up. I did actually set most of this up last night before I went to bed, but hey, there you go. And this time I'm not sure if yeah, maybe I will do something similar and maybe put this one across this time rather than the other. But I am actually going to do a little bit of stamping. Let's see now. And I've got some Misty Moonlight, and I've got some Magenta Madness. Both of those are ones that are going to be retiring when the catalogue ends. So let's see. What sentiment? I think I'm going to use This Calls for a Celebration. I like the mixed font on that. I think that's it. Yep, that's the one I want. And a block. Am I going to go for the side with all the foiling on, or am I going to go for a piece that seems to be pretty plain on the back? I think I'll go with the gold foiling. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll do something even more different. Not put that on. Maybe go for a portrait again. And I would suggest you do what I call a dry fit before you actually stick anything on, because the last thing you need is to glue it all on and then find that you can't fit your sentiment on. That would be a bit of a disaster. So I'm just going to put that back in there today. Maybe I'll move them all up and then simply that there. That one I'm going to have it going differently because I want this one can go here, but I'm not going to stamp on that. But I will put this on here now. So I think I'm just going to tuck it in here. So that's what I'm going to do. So now I know that that fits. I will do my stamping first, primarily because if I do make a boo-boo, I can turn the cardstock over and just simply use the other side. So I'm going to use my Memento. So I just want a black sentiment. Make sure I've got enough ink on it. So I'm going to go here. Sometimes these photopolymers, when you ink them up, they don't look that they have enough ink on, but they do. So that's going to be there. Let's see now. Start with that larger piece. So I need to glue that. This is where I find that my glue that's been sitting here for a few months has caked up. Yep. Let's see how this goes. I don't really want to put that gunky end anywhere near anything. So, oh, yeah, no, we are okay. Especially since I've now got dots of it all over my fingers. Yuck. Get rid of that. So I was going to have this at the top. Kind of want it central and straight, she says. Hopefully that's close enough. Now this piece I can go with the gold, or I could go with the other side, but seeing as I've actually put the glue on there now, it's probably better to go with the gold. I don't really want to have to get the glue off. So I'm just going to put it here, like that. And then the frame, I'm going to start with the frame. And let's see, now I can actually bring it down quite a bit because I know that I'm going to put this piece here, so you will not see any of that. So I could bring it, I want to make sure that it doesn't show any of the white in between here though. So I'm just going to put some glue on here. Don't go too mad with this, just put a thin bead or dots all the way around because you really don't want it to be squelching out all over the place. And again, I want it to go that way. So I'm going to move it down a fraction like that, I think. Oop. Not good, and it doesn't want to say to let go. That's it. There we go. And again, I could put that on flat, like so. Or I could put it, oh, see, I could even put it like that. Be a bit different. No, I'm actually going to put it on with some dimensionals, which are right in front of me. I'm going to add these. Put that in the centre of that. And I found that the trick to making sure that you put it in the right places rather than just trying to do that, if you just line it up with one edge and just hold that portion down, then when you place the others, it will be in the right place. So there's that. Now, do we want to do something else? I could put something here. I could be tempting fate though. maybe I will put some little, so we've got all sorts of bits that we can add to this. So we've got some little crosses, we've got little dots or ovally dots, we've got little diagonals, little arrow type things, and then obviously we've also got other things like, I don't know, that kind of looks like a heart, but I'm not sure. So you could add things, you could add all sorts of things to this. It's really up to you. Now I could put that underneath. Maybe that's what I will do, just to add something to it. And I will use the Magenta Madness. Excuse me whilst I reach. Let's put these back on there so I don't lose them. I don't really need all of those. I normally have a big block in front of me that I can stick all my photopolymer stamps onto. And then I know that I'm not going to lose them. Right, let's go for this. Calls for a celebration. There we go. That's that. I think I might do something else. What shall we do? Quite like those little overly dotty things. So we'll put a few of them on as well. Notice I'm being brave here. I've actually got some ink on the corner of that, so I need to make sure that I am not putting that anywhere near. Oh dear, maybe not. Maybe I'll add some others as well, just to contrast it actually. Rather than that, maybe I'll just put some hexagons on. That might be an idea. See how that goes. Now, do I have enough? Where's my take your big doll? Good old faithful thing. Just use the putty end to pick up the hexagons. There then. Come on, just gonna add them in random places. Kind of gone a bit mad here. Hey ho. You know when you make something and you're not sure. So hopefully someone give me a thumbs up. Could just be one of those days. I'm tired. That's my excuse. Anyone got any suggestions? Linda, I know you're watching. I'm not liking them, so I'm going to remove them. I didn't push them down hard, so let's face it, we can all have bad days. Maybe the black's just a bit too harsh. Maybe I'll just go for pink instead. It's not the same pink, but that doesn't matter. I think that's what I'm going to do, just go random with these. needs to be. It just doesn't need to be on, it needs to be slightly off. She says. You will move. That'll be fine. That's better. Happy with that now. So, and then all I need to do is to glue this onto the card. Like so. I can't see any comments, so I don't know if anybody has posted. I can see that the people watching, and I can see names as they appear, but for some reason I can't see comments. So, hey ho. And I think I'm going to add a large hexagon somewhere on here, I think, just to, yeah, I think my putties needs to get some more out. So there's a whole little load of putty in here, and if you turn it, it will sort of come out. You don't want to turn it too much, otherwise you'll end up with loads, and you don't need that much. You just need a little bit on the end. Centre. No, I think I'm going to go to one side, but tuck it in line with the actual die. There we go. Right, that's that. And then last but not least, we have this to do. And put this on, and then put it inside the card. And if it's a little bit too long, don't forget to trim off the excess. I think this actually is pretty close. So what's going on this week, other than me being here? We've got 2 new promotions for this month. There's the Waves of the Ocean, which is a pre-release of stamp set and dies that will be in the new annual catalogue, and there are some items that coordinate with it, which are only going to be available on limited release. I shared all of those on my Stamping and Creating Facebook Live last week, so I'll post a link to that when I sort out and post all the photos and things for the card. And then we've got the other promotion where the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is available for the whole of March with a 20% discount. And there are also, I want to say 13 bundles that are also available at a 20% discount. 3 of them are returning bundles, which are only coming back for this promotion. They are, the individual items are available in the catalogue, but they're coming back for March as bundles, and they will have the 20% off. And then there are also 10 other bundles which are currently in the annual catalogue, and they too will have 20% off instead of the 10%. So that's, I'm trying to think, I need to post that because that was sort of one thing that I didn't get to do before I left. And a couple of kits still left for the New Horizons class, which is on the 26th of this month. So just visit oakfieldcrafts.com, and at the top you'll see classes, kits, tutorials and things, and you'll be able to click there and click through to order the kit. The kit's £18. Or if you purchase the bundle, the stamp set and the dies, the New Horizons stamp set and dies, then you will get the kit for free. So that is only available to the 5th. So what are we on today? We're on the 3rd today, so just a couple more days. And else is there to tell you? Oh yeah, April card and a Cuppa kits are up. So if you want to order yours, then again go to Oakfield Crafts and click on the kits and classes tab at the top, and that will pop up with the card and a Cuppa kits, and you can just follow that through from there. I am still able to order things for people. If you want to place an order whilst I'm away, just simply email me and I will then be able to correspond with you about payment and things and place the order for you. And then obviously you can still go to my online store, which you will find at oakfieldcrafts.stampinup.net. And of course, don't forget to use the host code. So I think that's about it for today. I will be back next week, 2:30 again, but this time back on Wednesdays, for some stamping and creating. Haven't quite figured out what I'm sharing yet, but I will be sharing something. And so I hope to see you then. And in the meantime, please leave a comment, or if you've got any questions, then obviously just leave those in the comments too. And I will get back to you as soon as possible. Take care. Bye.